Hello viewers, when is it necessary for a Kenyan to speak against evils in the Kenyan society? Is it wrong for a Kenyan who, for example, has got an aspirations at international arena, not allowed to speak on politics or on matters concerning to our state? This is Machuka Nyarieko TV, and today we shall examine why Raila condemned the Ruto cabinet. But before we do that, if you are watching this video for the first time, kindly subscribe so that whenever we produce another video, YouTube will automatically notify you. And those who have already subscribed, we thank you, and we kindly request to continue watching these noble ideas from this YouTube. Back to our topic, why Raila condemned the Ruto's cabinet. There has been a debate, more especially today, all over the social media, mainstream media, on whether Raila Odinga was supposed or ought to have said or given any comment concerning matters of the pandemic, the floods that are now happening in Kenya. Several MPs, especially drawn from UDA side of the government, are of the opinion that Raila Odinga should have kept quiet because he is being supported by William Ruto in order to secure the African Union Commission chairmanship. I will give 10 or close to 10 reasons as to why Raila did make the announcements or did condemn the CSS of the Kenya Kwanza regime. So those are the possible scenarios. 1, Raila may have been sent by William Ruto. It may appear to be queer, but that is one of the truths. Because sometimes when you have individuals who do not perform as expected, you will not find it difficult to send your opponent to condemn them. William Ruto has said time and again that he has incompetent, corrupt, and inefficient members of his government. And for your information, since William Ruto and Raila Odinga, these days they must be talking each and every hour because of the campaigns that are going all over in Africa. Meaning that even when Raila was coming to give the aid to the people of Mukuru Kwanjenga, William Ruto must have been fully aware, and there is a possibility that he was told, now that you have no opposition, you Raila, you used to put things straight by condemning my government. Kindly, as you go there, condemn what is happening in my government. You know, by condemnation, the government is able to know, or even the MPs, the members of the cabinet and the members of various departments will now feel the weight of the opposition. So William Ruto could have been the person who sent Raila to condemn the evils. Number 2, Raila is a Kenyan citizen. And according to our constitution, under the Bill of Rights, Raila has got all the freedoms of expression, as the right to express himself. By him declaring that he's going for the chairmanship of the African Union, there is no time that this denied him the right of citizenship in Kenya. So, as a citizen born in Siaya district, he has a right to condemn something that he sees not moving forward, or something that is not the right in the government. And actually, that was not a condemnation, it was speaking his mind and what he thinks ought to be done. Number three, Raila may have sensed that there is weakness in the opposition. Raila may have sensed that there is weakness in the opposition, and therefore he may have seen that they have failed to give some weight on the matters, on the tragedy, on the pandemic that is affecting Kenyans. So, as an experienced opposition leader, he had to add his weight. Actually, he's the opposition leader by now. He has to add his weight to matters of national importance. Number four, as Raila is moving out, UDA government may have shown lenient in funding his campaigns, more especially during this time of the pandemic. And as an an opposition leader, the normal way in which politicians communicate is doing what is contrary to what is expected. If they are not giving, if they are not funding, or if it's not being received so well in some countries, he will do what is necessary to ensure that he will move the government to support his bid. By now, I think the members, the cabinet, and anybody else in the Ruto's government is asking why is Raila behaving like this, despite the fact that he's doing the right thing. For them, they see that he's doing the wrong thing, and they are trying to find out, is it that last time when we met with Raila, he was supposed to be maybe funded to go to Botswana, but this did not happen. Or when he went to Botswana, he was not supported in any way. So he's demonstrating. So that's how opposition leaders ask for money or funding from the government. And also another reason can be a need by opposition leaders to regain their mileage. Need by opposition leaders to regain their mileage. We have some opposition leaders like Kalonzo Musyoka, and we have this man from the opposition who was in Jubilee, who did accompany him during that day. They are not working so well. They are not gaining much mileage, especially during this time as opposition leaders. So they will want to work with Raila Odinga, who wherever he speaks, every man in every village listens to. So they'll always want to be seen as working with him to remain relevant. Number 6, there was no agreement between him and the government that when you go for this position, you keep quiet, you shut your mouth. Therefore, Raila has no reason why as not to comment on matters of national importance. He even actually said that Addis Ababa is only 2 hours away from Kenya, which is true, it is 2 hours. So when there is any matter that is happening here in Kenya, Raila will always comment about it. When Raila comments about matters happening in Kenya, it does not mean that he's trying to fail the government. Number 7, Raila is performing a duty or roles which are similar to what he is expected to do as the chairman of African Union. At that position, Raila will be expected to promote democracy and good governance, and part of the things that he will be activating for is to ensure that countries in Africa, for example, respect the human rights, humanity, because one of the issues that he raised was that these people are moving from Mukuru Kwanchenga. Where are they heading? Okay, if they have a temporary place before they get houses, why are they destroying their houses? Because the rains are temporarily. So that was the issue, and this is part of the work that Raila will be doing as the chairman of African Union. That means even if Raila takes the position, he will still condemn this not only in Kenya, but everywhere in Africa. This is also another point is to show that he is a Kenyan candidate and not a UDA candidate. If you look at the debate that is going on, you look at the senator for the leader of majority for Kericho, the leader of majority for the Senate, who is Senator for Kericho Aaron Jeriot, and the leader of majority Kimani Ichung'wah of the National Assembly, they are condemning him. But they are not aware that he's assisting them. Today they have a case before them on impeaching a misbehaving, a man of misconduct before the National Assembly. His work, Raila's work, was just to streamline and to condemn those who are likely to do the same. So he is not a UDA candidate, he's a Kenyan candidate, whereby Kenyan resources should be utilized to ensure that he takes the position. Also, Raila is living his normal life. That is how Raila has been behaving. It does not mean that when Raila is contesting for any position, you will stop him from talking as he normally speaks. Raila has been for the rights of the weak in the society. So it doesn't mean that when he is being supported by Kenyans, he stops being humane. And finally, that's how politicians behave. The other day when Ruto was speaking, I can't remember where, but he said if the Kenyan farmers were to go the maandamano way, they could be starving. That because he gave fertilizer, this has enabled the living standards to go down in a very simple way. So politicians, they can even be together in the same table, in the same meeting, but speak of their mind. Just like the same case happened in Kisii Majoge on over the weekend, whereby we had several UDA MPs and one Kibagendi from the opposition, who you could not actually tell him to speak the same language, because the ruling government, the ruling regime language and the opposition language are never the same, and that's why they are either voted in or out. So you cannot you cannot put words to Raila Odinga so long as they are not insightful. I don't think that Raila was inciting anyone either to fight or to defy the movement from that place. His question was, why destroy the houses? That makes the end of my evening political analysis to issues that are affecting people most of the times especially during this time of heavy rain. Thank you.